It's Adam and Kevin, the gods of nerd heaven. They'll be making sure that everyone's heard 'em. They're taking back nerdom.
I'm Adam.
And I'm Kevin.
And we are here to do a show about stuff.
Things.
Okay, first up, you
Curl.
know what people are talking about right now? Kind of, not really. I mean, obviously, without any regards to anyone else's feelings, movie-wise, Spider-Man has taken away the glory of every movie coming out.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
There's other movies coming out besides Spider-Man. One of those things to get hyped about is...
Do tell us.
The Matrix Resurrection. Resurrection?
Yes, it's Resurrection.
Matrix Resurrection. We're going to talk about theories, ideas, and what we may expect in the upcoming Matrix movie.
Yeah, this movie is like, if they're going to do a sequel, it's kind of weird that they waited so long to do it.
Is it weird?
Yeah, I think slightly.
And now it's only one Wachowski.
To me, I think they're doing it based on the success of Keanu Reeves, if you want my opinion.
Keanu said that this time around that he received less direction as far as like what they were going to do in the story, and more. He said the director was more focused on the camera and angles and movement of the camera.
That's strange.
Which means I feel like he's trying to recreate just the visual marvel that was the first Matrix into this new one.
It's going to be hard for them to be revolutionary again with all the technology that's out now.
Yeah.
When they did it before, they got a hold of that technology early and was able to utilize it in such a way where it was revolutionary. But the main thing I think they need to really focus on in this movie is storyline. We've already seen the Matrixes have really cool scenes and stuff. But if you want somebody to come back and like this series, and if you plan on maybe thinking to yourself, well, we're going to make this movie, and if it actually hits, then I've got ideas for 2 other movies, you got to captivate the audience with more than just action scenes.
So a lot of comments I'm seeing in the Matrix world is, man, this is very confusing, but I still can't wait to see what people are absolutely confused about the trailer and exactly what's going on.
Well, you know what the most confusing thing is? Look at the way the last Matrix ended. It kind of seemed like it was a closed book.
Yes,
like humanity was spared and everything went back where it was supposed to go, and then boom.
But no, that's what. So I guess to point out something, I guess a line in the third movie, I believe, was that it's happened before.
Yeah, like it's a cycle.
There's a cycle, so
we just happen to be able to view one cycle of something that's always been going on.
Yeah, so this is the
only difference is he chose to save. This one was the only difference was most of the other ones always chose one path, and this particular Neo chose Trinity, chose that path. That was the only thing different, and the fact that they had an agent do what he did. Like with Mr. Smith.
Yeah.
That's really the only differences that from this Matrix. And, one thing that kind of really shocks me, and I've heard this, I don't know if it's true, so don't quote us here at Taking Back Nerdom on this one, but there's a lot of rumors going around that Lawrence Fishburne was not even approached for this role. And that's kind of messed up in my eyes. He's one of the staples.
Well, yeah, but it looks like everyone except Neo
and Trinity
were reset. Well, Trinity wasn't
it's the
reset.
Same, Trinity and him, but
basically everyone was kind of reset except them, so the machines are just keeping them. Basically, the machines, he was able to reset everything. He was able to reset the Matrix, restart the cycle, but it just it restarted everybody except them two. Basically, it recasted the cycle, recasted the who the Morpheus was and who the blah blah, who the people were. Right? No?
I don't know. It's just weird. Why would have Morpheus in it at all?
Because he's the new Morpheus. I guess there's gonna be a Morpheus. Maybe that's the idea. There's a Morpheus every cycle. It's just a different avatar. It's portraying the Morpheus.
It's possible. See, one rumor just before going into big deep dives into this, because you can go down a lot of rabbit holes in this movie and the idea of the movie, is that they never left the Matrix. And what you saw in the movies, even Zion, was really another facet of the Matrix. Like, they've never actually physically been out of the Matrix. Like, consider these portions of the Matrix to be firewalls. And as the one breaks through different firewalls, then the Matrix has to enhance other firewalls to keep it from getting to the actual source.
Yeah.
Some people believe that's what this is about. Like, you're going to find out that none of that was ever reality. Like, he never really got his physical body back, and that would explain why he's not dead, because his physical body has never been actually killed, because that was all just other facets of the Matrix. And if that's true, then it would kind of explain why Morpheus would look different. But it would also suggest that Neo, Keanu Reeves, is actually the one. Like, there's no other different version of him. That's him.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of broke through the barriers each time. And when he does, because they called him an anomaly, they have to constantly keep trying to create new firewalls and safety nets to keep him from going further. Because if he gets where he's going, then humanity will be freed. That's kind of what, and that would make sense. I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm not saying that's true. I don't have any back knowledge. I don't know any secret directors or writers that were telling me this stuff, but it would make sense to me if they went that route. But I mean, I don't know that they're doing that.
It's intense stuff.
And it's creepy. I know a lot of people that watched the first Matrix and almost had like belief issues. There were some people that really believed after watching that show that maybe that's what was happening to us. In reality, there's people, I'm serious. There was like people that actually had reality issues watching that movie. This was weird. I even knew somebody I worked with that asked me, do you think it's possible we could be in a setting like that? I said, do you think a machine would make up this crap? You know, that's what I told him. I was like, a machine would have to know imperfection and know humanity and know things like this to create something like this. And I don't think intelligence would be able to reason unless something programmed it to.
Yeah.
So no, I don't believe that. But it did cause a lot of people to believe, hey, we might be in a Matrix.
We may be in a simulation.
Well, I just say, please don't go run and jump off a building like Neo did and hope that, you know, you find out it's fake. Because yeah. It's not like Free Guy. You're not
like Free Guy.
It's not like Free Guy.
Oh my god.
You're not getting a respawn. This ain't Call of Duty.
That's too crazy.
Yep.
Okay. Anyways, what other aspects of the Matrix did you want to speak about in this video?
I wish they'd have brought back Mr. Smith.
Oh, they didn't?
No.
Do they have a new
I wish Hugo Weaving would have been part of this.
do they have new agents?
They have agents, but they're not Mr. Smith.
Oh, so they've crafted new agents.
Or maybe he legitimately destroyed Mr. Smith in that movie. So
He destroyed the Mr. Smith programming.
Yeah, which sucks because Mr. Smith was a cool villain.
But who's going to be the next villain? Who is the villain?
Maybe the villain.
Have we seen a villain in this yet?
I think the system itself is the villain.
Oh, okay.
That would make more sense.
Maybe his therapist is the villain.
Well, I think his therapist is there to sedate him. The other rumor is that Neil Patrick Harris is playing a program that's designed to keep Neo from realizing who he actually is.
Yeah.
So you see in the trailers that he's always being given a blue pill, and that blue pill is meant to keep him from realizing his reality, realizing that he is Neo, the one. So I think that much, and from what the rumors suggest, it kind of fits with the trailer and what you see. But I do think something's going to happen. Maybe this new Morpheus gets a hold of him and feeds him the red pill, and that finally helps him realize his reality.
Oh, yeah.
But that's what it seems like. I don't know much else about the movie. I don't know how Trinity's being played into this. I don't know where they're going with this at exactly. Like I said, the only thing that would make sense to me is that no one's ever left the Matrix. They've never seen reality. Like the Zion we saw was not really humanity. That was just another ruse by the system. There was never really any reality in any of the movies.
What if we watch it and it's just a cash grab?
Then it's horrible. Well, no, I'm not saying the Matrix trilogy was like the greatest storytelling trilogy of all time, but it was unique, and it did like kind of push buttons on what you would call like your technological genre, you know, and even though the storylines seemed to get worse and worse as the movies progressed, it still holds as a decent trilogy to watch, and the graphics still hold to some degree too. It's going to hold for a while actually, and if they just run this in for a cash grab, then that's crappy on them.
Oh yeah,
they've had so much time since the last Matrix come out that you would think there would be a decent storyline attached to this movie. I mean, instead of just going, oh, Keanu Reeves is doing really well in all these movies and his stardom is way up high. I bet if we got him to play, that we get the funding we need just to throw another movie out. Maybe we need to pay a few more bills and pay our house off.
Yeah, right.
I hope that's not the case. I hope the studios really looked at this movie and looked at the storyline and said, then maybe we need to have another Matrix. Because if they just throw this out and we're just going to see a bunch of jumping and slow motion dodging and all that.
See, I thought he died in the third one.
It looked like he did. What happened was at the end, his body was still alive. At least his mind was. Until the Matrix come in and took over so they could corrupt Mr. Smith and stop him.
Yeah.
But it never really specified if he was brain dead afterwards. And if he wasn't brain dead, and then the way the machines were all hooked up to the body, theoretically, if his brain wasn't completely mush, the machines might have been able to get his body back up and working, and they might have been able to keep his mind intact. So we don't know for sure that he died. We were given the idea that he did. It was almost like they thought about doing more with that show, even though it kind of seemed open and ended to me. But they kind of left it alone.
Maybe he's burnt into the Matrix now. Maybe he's now
a program.
Maybe he basically imported himself into the program. He's like a forever program. Well, and maybe Neil Patrick Harris is the firewall.
Possibly.
And like they're treating Neo like he's a
virus.
He's a virus that can't be.
Well, that's what they call him, an anomaly.
Yeah.
The one is a virus. It's the human virus that's trying to break through the system and let everybody know what's going on. It's also possible that he's never been dead. That they're all in the Matrix still, that his body was never really released, that we find out that the 3 movies we watched were just all facets of the Matrix and that none of it was actually showing us of course, if that's true, they're going to have to show us really what humanity is, show us where his real body is, and kind of make that really blunt and clear. For all we know, there could be humans out there still fighting the machines in reality. And maybe the one is like one of them people they sent that had a really special gift for his mind.
Watch that. There was never a war, and they wake up in 2021 at a coffee shop, and they were just playing a game. It was like some VR game they were playing. Like, oh, that was fun. Yeah, I was the one.
Well, maybe Neo. Maybe this is what happened. Maybe in reality, like real reality, maybe there's humans still battling the machines on Earth. Maybe the war has not been won completely yet, but the machines have the advantage, and maybe. Neo, whatever his real name is, maybe had some sort of special gifts with his mind, or maybe had some sort of clairvoyancy that other humans didn't, and they decided to use him as kind of like a Trojan horse.
Yeah.
So he's a really brilliant hacker and all this stuff, and they plugged him in to the Matrix, and he has to fight his way to get to the source to tear it down, just to stop the machines, because humanity's losing the fight. That would be pretty cool. Like if the fight's actually still going on, and the machines are telling all the humans that they've captured that it's over, so they don't wake up.
Yeah.
So all the humans that have been captured during this war are in stasis field, in pods like you've seen in the Matrix. But there is humanity out there, not underground, but maybe actually on the planet somewhere that's still battling the machines. And maybe Neo is in a facility somewhere, hooked up to some device or in a capsule, and he's actually embedded himself mentally into the Matrix program. And his whole entire function is he's trying to break through the code and get into the source or get into the mind so he can stop it. And then the humanity wins the war, and then they can free the people that the machines got. That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty crazy. Man. The Matrix looking crazy. Neo back for the 4th installment of the new Matrix Resurrections. He was resurrected.
Yeah.
Second coming of Neo.
I don't think he's resurrected. 100th
the 100th coming of Neo if he's been in a cycle. They never really said how long the cycle's been going, did they?
No.
Yeah, there's not like a year. There's not like a this cycle's been going for 23 years. There's just
They mentioned that they did mention how many ones there were, but they don't really specify who the ones were, and they don't specify. And mine might be the ones that they're talking about, or the.
I thought it was all pictures of him, though, wasn't it?
It seemed to be,
Yeah, it was videos of him.
It was to me, it was attempts to break through the firewalls.
Yeah,
that failed, and then since he's programmed in there, he's constantly trying to break through the firewalls. So it's a matter of attrition. Well, is he good enough to break through them firewalls and get to where he needs to, or are they gonna do what they do?
Do what they do.
So I mean, that's an idea. Like I said, until we watch the movie, because they really have been keeping the storyline real kind of hush hush, which is good, cool. I'd rather them do that than us know the whole story from trailers and then watch the movie and go, oh, okay, we've seen about
all of it.
Yeah, we already know what's happening, but we've seen some cool fight scenes, and then now we're going home. Yeah.
Oh man, it's all designed to keep us from the truth. You know what the truth is?
That we're in the Matrix.
No,
Not me.
that there is no spoon.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyways,
or that the top is still turning.
The top is still turning.
I got that from Inception.
Are they? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Inception.
Maybe it started wobbling, so maybe they were in the dream state. Maybe they were.
Inception is actually the Matrix, and we're gonna see them, and they're trying to rob Keanu Reeves, who's John Wick. So that's what it is. The Inception crew are trying to rob John Wick, and so
of his dog toys,
and so. We're going to find out that the Matrix Neo is actually John Wick being inceptioned by the what's his name?
Well,
Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is incepting John Wick.
Yep.
And that's what Matrix 4 is. Let us know what your theories are in the comments below. Your questions, comments, concerns. Are you excited for the 4th installment of The Matrix? Be sure to help us. Be sure to subscribe. Because share,
comment,
doing our best. We're talking about nerdy stuff. You know why? Because we are here to take back nerdom.
I go to art house cinemas several nights a week. I blog about the classics and buy the DVDs. Directors don't know who I am or care that I exist, but I defend their work for hours at parties when I'm pissed. Media, I gave you all the best years of my life. I tell the world about you on social network sites. When I'm not consuming you, I'm telling others too, and wishing I could hang around the people